morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another thrilling episode of Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York. So, following the first successful attempt to get Senna to actually use her words, Maeve has wandered off with Talia, headed towards Belvedere Castle because she knows a certain someone is almost constantly in residence during the day, and well, it just seems funny to take two Aruns with this much personality and put them in the same room together. How could this possibly end badly? So she will be pulling Talia along and pointing out the castle, nodding to the kin that linger around the door, and heading on inside, and probably right on up to the roof, because does he ever actually go anywhere but there in the bar? Not that she knows of. So up she goes.
You guys will see Travis is feeding thousands ravens, as always. So he will look back and smile to each of you. Hello, guys. How can I help you?
And Maeve will wander up to join him and probably stick her hands in the feed and assist in flinging it out to the birds. And simply go, "This is Talia. She is one of the newest cubs. And, well, she's an Arun. And I know you offered to train me, and I may not be big into it, but I bet you she'd like to know who to go to for a little sparring, a little training, a little practice, all that stuff. She gets antsy in the pantsy when we make her stand still too long."
He tries to smell the air, but did you guys see my dices?
Mm-hmm.
I failed, so I can't see my dices, but yeah, never mind. It's cool. He just tries to smell the air, but he couldn't get the impression from her that she is his other strider. But again, he just looks at Talia. He extends a hand. "Hello, my name is Travis Moran. I'm Fianna Ahru, natural of the Scepter Degree and a guardian."
She will take his hand and say, Katori sent me in your direction. Katori Rai sent me in your direction. I am Talia Westlake, Cub Arun. I've not been here that long. It's good to meet you.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Please. He just hands you some to feed the dolls as well. Hands you some seeds to feed the dolls, and he says, "So it's a pleasure to meet with you again." And so you're in our room. He looks like that he is looking at you funnily. It's not like he's trying to piss you off. You remind him something and he can't figure it out. Because of your pure read, you remind him his mentor and his student, but he just looks at you kind of like, Doesn't she look like Xavier?
And Maeve will tilt her head a second and kind of glance at her and be like, she smells similar. And she'll assure Talia briefly, be like, "That's not a bad thing. If your bloodline is strong like yours is, you tend to have a certain way about you, and part of how we describe it tends to be smell. I smell like a Fianna. I'm full of Fianna. So that's just kind of how they describe it, even though it's more than that."
You smell like, just sniffs it again, and he just nods and says, "You smell like a silent strider." And my mentor, who raised me to the man I am now, and a student that I promised to raise, is also silent strider. And I really love I love their training, their fighting style and everything. But I can try to help you to learn a fight. It will be my honor.
Oh, hey, jab, jab, jab at Travis.
He just looks.
So, I've seen her in the Umbra a couple times. She has a mark that makes me think of Stag.
Oh, that's interesting. Maybe, she had... Go on, please continue.
Oh, sorry, she just shrugs.
Mm-hmm. That's nice. We should be, watch her extra carefully. He just smiles, sir. She's probably like us. A little bit more.
And again, she'll kind of do a little side chat to Talia and be like, Stag is the patron spirit, I guess you call it, of the Fianna. So the fact that you have a mark like that is a point of interest.
She kind of nods in thanks and was like, thanks for letting me know. I'm afraid I'm being told about these things, but I don't know if you know, I have very little frame of reference for any of this before a few days ago.
He nods. He nods. I was just like you 1.5 years ago. Don't worry.
Yep. We all got to start somewhere. I just ask a boatload of questions, like literal boatloads. Boats have to roll in with them. It's ridiculous.
I'm just trying to find my feet, and Maeve and Lucas, I appreciate all the help you have given me.
Corinne.
Sometimes I just find it easier to find my feet whilst running.
Yep. And she'll glance up to Travis and be like, she's one hell of a runner. She actually outpaces Lucas some of the time. It's pretty cool.
Nice, Steve. When he looks at Talia. So, Talia, let me ask a couple questions first about, about yourself and how. Did they told you what an Ahul means?
And Maeve, meanwhile, while they have this conversation, is just going to kind of settle down on the ground of the roof. She'll probably have a handful of birdseed, and the doves, at least at this point, are more than happy to land all over her and eat it out of her hands. The ravens may be a little more leery, just because she hasn't spent as much time with them, but I imagine they're also kind of flocking nearby and getting seed flipped to them.
I have been given some information, probably more than I remember, but from what I remember, I've been told that Aruns are warriors and defenders. That was our purpose, I believe.
You're right. The Aruns are warriors and defenders. And at the same time, sometimes they are usually they're given leadership positions in the stressful times, like, at the wartime, or when we need to act against the bad situations. We tend to stick out more, or we tend to resist more. But yeah, you know the basics. That's cool. I have been always trying to be a man, or an Ahul who tries to survive and more than take the hit. And there is different types of Ahul. For example, there used to be an Ahul who were fighting with. I heard that there's an Ahul who fight with guns. I know the silent striders usually they usually have this fighting style of attack fast, and while the enemy does not see you. The first hit always the best hit kind of style, but it's up to you how you make yourself better at what you are. So if you tell me what kind of styles that you know of and how to fight, or not, for example, which let me ask this: like, have you ever used a knife, or have you ever punched someone, or have you ever shoot someone with a gun?
I've never shot a person. I've been hunting in the woods once or twice, but only basic hunting. I know how to defend myself. I've had jobs. I've traveled enough that means that I've always wanted to defend myself, but I wouldn't say I was good with my fists, but I'd probably go to those before I'd go to a gun.
Pardon, say it again?
I said I'd probably turn to my fists before I would turn to a gun.
Oh yeah, I understand. He nods. Are you able to shift change that you take it to your own will? I mean, the changing part. The be changed to these monsters and stuff. Are you able to do that at the moment?
Katori Raya has taken me through the steps of each one once before. So you could say I have some knowledge. I would not claim to feel comfortable with it all yet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I can teach you how to fight, how to throw a punch, how to claw something or bite something. It's all right, but it's again, in the end, it will end up with you, and it will end with how you want to make yourself better. For example, when I first started, I never shoot a gun, never in my life. Still, I'm an actor or rune, but the guns feels kind of weird to me. Maybe I will learn sometime. I never used a knife before I become what I am. I just defended myself with my fist. That was all I did, and I was a good runner like yourself. I was an American football player. So, by the way, you can get the taste of a little bit Greek accent in his voice. If Talia knows, if she ever spoke with a Greek person before, so he says, so I will teach you the basics of fighting and the advanced on fighting and specializing in, if you want, of course, the specializing in what do you want to do, except guns, because as I said, I don't know how to do with guns, but all lessons start with, one thing, I would like you to punch me. He says it with a smile.
Well, you mean punching now? Suppose everyone has to start somewhere.
Oh, yeah, like he just like puts his hand on his chin and says like, please, punch me.
Do you want me to roll to hit you, or just say I'm hitting you?
Like he wants to see how good you are, so like let's bring your best, I say.
So yeah, go ahead and roll to punch, and then because your successes will roll over into damage, which can give you a better punch.
Okay.
So you rolled Dex Brawl.
Yeah, Dex Brawl. You're on Dex Brawl.
Yeah.
No, she has one success. So as far as I know, -1. But please roll your strength. You're hitting him in the face. So strength +1.
+1.
Head is always +1. Travis was literally giving her his head, so like I don't ask for cold shot because like he's literally, and she does 1 damage.
A solid little pop to the head.
Oh, yeah. I'm not gonna roll for soak or anything like that. Or maybe I can soak, so let's just roll to make sure. But he kind of soaks it, but
he doesn't feel that at all.
But like
he takes it like a boss.
But it's like you just punch him and he just nods. It's not like he sees you like, oh man, like this girl can't do shit or something like that. No, he doesn't say anything like that. He just like nods. Cool. At least you know how to throw a punch. I myself was versed when you first arrived. When I first arrived. So I told something to Map, and I would like to teach you that as well. Fighting or surviving is not always the case. Sometimes, as I have learned from a strider, like you have some of the blood, you have some of the strider. I learned from Eren Gahiji that fighting cleverly is always the better idea of fighting. Sometimes that you need to make your enemy understand and make your enemy fear, or sometimes you need to make your enemy unable to fight. If you have a big enemy, if you have an enemy that you're facing, that you are sure that the person is stronger than you, you should always use more person, or you should at least try to have the advantage over that person. So let me give you an example how it can happen. Sometimes that people have weaknesses. When you can look at a man, you can see that he always punches with his left hand, or punches like kicks with his right leg, or you can see that they press their, like when you look at them, they're having a pain when they press their left leg, or you can see they're not using their right hand as much as they use their left hand. This is always good as matter of perspective and seeing things. It's trying to understand your enemy. That's always important. Having an information about your enemy is always a good thing to have. That's why usually our runes or the leaders send ragibashes to find more about the enemy. Secondly, if you can't make an enemy bleed, at least you can try to make him unable to catch you. That is, sometimes with the when there is, let's just say, if we go a place and if we found an enemy, I would probably do the last man standing while you guys are running away. But if I'm not there, what will happen? So, as you have said, Talia, you are a person who can run really fast, right?
It seems that way.
Okay. He nods and says, okay. So, I'm gonna show you a move that makes I teach to Meb at the second time we met actually. It's called sweep. You attack someone's legs and that person falls down on that person's ass. He smiles when he says that. So he takes a position towards you and he waits for you to take a position.
She'll try and copy him.
And he will teach you the move. Like, I'm gonna roll, but not against you. Like, he will just teach the move. And I fail. You see that he tries to do something and he's unable to do it. So he's just like, oh shit, sorry. I have a bad day. And he smiles and but just tell me, please, tell without a roll. Actually, it's the Sep Grounds part of it. He has 2 success because he's a guardian now. Sorry. He has 2 success. And you see he like slowly presses his leg a little bit, like he just moves his leg a little bit closer and like touches your leg with his hand, like touches your leg, and you feel like if he presses more, you will fall down. And he takes his,
So you're going for pressure points.
Oh yeah. And he nods, and then says, "Please, like, I would like you to do that on me. Like, please roll, please roll your Dex roll at difficulty 7."
Oh, the fail.
No, it happens. Like Travis just,
No, you still get one.
No,
it's difficulty 7, dears.
I have 2 ones.
Travis just looks at you, Talia, don't worry, everything's gonna be fine. He just tries to cheer you up and says, please, like let's just say that you press the wrong pressure point. He just shows you that that's not the case. Like, please, do it again.
She looks a bit frustrated and tries to hurry, but we'll give it another go.
Like, by the way, when she looks frustrated, Travis looks at Meb, because Travis knows that Meb is a really empathetic person. So like he's like, no, like he just winks at her like, come on, like just.
And Mabel not. Mabel will nod encouragement from the sidelines. And confess, I really didn't get it my first time. I'm still not very good at it. You got this.
This picks her up a little bit, but makes her look just more determined.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
Yes. You just Travis doesn't dodge or he doesn't do anything. You see a man who was waiting with his hands, waiting for you, and he just do the move so good that he's flop. He just falls down on his ass. So he falls down on his ass. He just looks up to you and says, "So as you can see, I'm on my ass, and this can mean that you can hit me more easily, or my face, or anywhere in my body." Please.
As a really proud grin will come across her face, and she goes, I see what you mean. That would definitely be useful, and will reach down a hand to you.
He takes the hand, he gets up. So, um, see, this maneuver only can be dodged. Like for example, normally when you do low blow, you can't, uh, you have this stamina roll to stay, stamina athletics roll to stay up, but like
Yeah.
you can't dodge. You can only dodge sweep. Like when someone sweeps you, you're on your ass. So it's a really broken move actually. Like Travis just nods, and for example, you, Meb, and Lucas did something. You guys are fighting with someone, and when you want to, you want them to run away because you're an Ahrun, and sometimes your job to stand alone, stand in front of the enemy so others can run, and you can sleep the fucker, and then like just spend some rage and see you guys later, and you can attack it or do a tactical retreat to attack a bit better circumstances. If you
And
know.
Maeve
You
will
always,
nod a bit and turn to her and go, one of the things you can do, I mean, you've felt the anger inside you before. You can tap into it. You can use it. And so when you do something like what he's saying, you can tap into the rage that's inside you, and after you attack, you will be able to move with such speed that you can also afterwards run, probably before they even get back up. And so you can get a good lead, or you can attack multiple times. It makes us faster and gives us a little more skill.
He just looks at Talia and says, like we are kind of angry, because we're Aruns that Luna blessed us with the rage. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time. If you feel the anger inside of you, probably. Like if you have rage 5, like you probably are angry most of the time.
Well, that and consider that currently with things the way they are, it's what, a -1 difficulty to frenzy right now. So you're probably feeling it, like Lucas was saying in the other scene. You feel it a little more strongly than usual. You feel like it's a little easier to fly off the handle right now.
yeah. She will admit. She would say that I will admit it's good to hear that this rage, as you call it, can be an advantage because I've never felt so close to, never had to struggle so much and feel it so close to the surface before.
He knows. He knows. As I have said, it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. The I'm sorry to say this, but the for example, we can't feel the rage in each other. We need special gifts to understand our rage inside of each other. But humans can also feel that. Have you ever seen like when a human sees a bear, they usually run away and they usually can feel the anger. Or sometimes, when somebody gets really angry, they can feel the anger. Do you understand what I mean?
I think I have some idea.
hmm he nods and says, I am sorry to say this, but as we are blessed with the rage more than anybody else, usually humans, normal humans, or animals, or if you don't have special gifts like smell of men, animals, domestic animals, or sometimes they fear from us. The not the wild animals usually take it as a threat. That's again a blessing and a curse at the same time. For example, when I enter a bar, people usually don't look at my way.
Katori Raya and Olaf did attempt to explain some of this to me, and Katori right, insisted on accompanying me and to help me out when I briefly left the set to get my
Mm-hmm.
belongings.
Mm-hmm.
They did explain this was part of the reason I was not allowed, although I have yet to truly experience it myself. But
Well, the The reason that they don't, like I understand it is kind of weird that they don't let you go out or stuff, something like that. But the reason is the rage is a really dangerous thing. Sometimes you lost yourself and find yourself in your Krenos form. And we can't do that in public, as probably they explain you the litany and the reasons as why humanity can't know we exist.
Of course, that would. I don't even want to imagine what would happen if the general public had any idea of what was going on.
He
I
just
can't imagine it would be pretty, or on the occasions. I'm assuming it hasn't.
Well, here's another thing to remember is that when normal people see us, we are something that's so primordial and something that's so predatory that they, like, no shit, they lose their minds. They will piss themselves, they'll fall on the ground in terror. It's pretty rough. The thing we really have to watch out for are cameras, and I feel like I should take a minute to say that because that's one of the first things that Emmett taught me, is wherever you are, when you are off the sept, no matter how much you think there aren't cameras, there are probably cameras, and we always have to be super vigilant about that, because even more dangerous than being seen is having someone manage to get pictures or video of us.
yes, the sometimes it's we need to do this in front of humans. Sometimes we have to take a position where or we have to take a position of our war forms where humans are around. That's why we need to protect the whale, check the cameras, or have a glass walker around us to hack the cameras. It's it's what we have to do to continue this war. But I presume that they did tell you about the war that's happening.
I've heard there is war, and I've heard some bits and pieces of what is going on.
You know. So Travis will look Talia and Ned and says, "Okay, guys, like if you are interested, let's go to the training ground and continue, studying there."
Talia turns to Maeve and she's like, well, I'm up for anything else I can learn. I feel this is something that I really should learn, but I understand if you might be bored. But I'm happy to have you along. Gone. Katie's gone. Katie went away.
Man, Katie, where are you? We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I'm special. What got asked? I was answering
Um,
Bob.
the Travis told Talia and Ned that let's go to training grounds and continue. And Talia said, like if you don't want to come, you don't have to come, but I will be happy if you're with me. So.
Maeve will actually look a little distracted, like something's off, and she'll kind of glance at them and say, if you guys want to go ahead, I want to check something out really fast.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just get the funny feeling something's off, and I want to check it out. So go ahead and train. I'm just gonna nose around. I think it's on sept, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Besides, this is important for you to do, and this is important for me to do, so it's all good.
Talia looks concerned, but it just says, if you're really sure, then I'll catch you later.
And she'll smile brightly, and she'll nod, and be like, no, really, if I thought it was something that was really wrong, I'd totally bring you with me, because I need someone to protect my butt. But it's more important that you go ahead and learn how to protect my butt while I'm off checking out what's going on.
Travis just looks at Matt, just says, "You yell and say help, we will be there.
Nod. I know. That's why I'm not worried. And she'll smile again and nod and actually start off. If you guys are going to go to the training grounds, I will let you set up another scene while I hop into this other one.
We can end the scene there. Like I think the end doesn't have a lot of time, so we can do a scene tomorrow where Travis trains her.
That sounds cool. Yeah, I should probably do the sleeping thing.
You and you're having a gerb like an adult. Well, very well then. In that case, thank you players for playing. Thank you watchers for watching. And we will see you next time on another thrilling episode of Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York. Bye-bye.